Hi there. Today let's talking about threads. Which threads you prefer? Inch size or metric threads? And which sizes more reliable for car?
Patrick's Garage.
Grab your snack, welcome back. Which constructions will be more reliable? Which was built in inch size or in metric sizes? But we interesting about engines. This is B20, B18, B16 engines, Volvo. They used inch size thread. But since 240 series Volvo, they started to use metric threads. Which pros and cons of these two threads? And first, which more related, which thread we more familiar by age? This, yes, of course, inch size thread. But Volvo decided to go another thread. They want to use metric thread. Like in rest of Europe, they want to use metric thread. Why they decided to use metric thread? First of all, and this is the real cause why they decided to go with metric thread, because this is more easier to counting. First of all, there is no any pluses I can find in this in using metric thread. You can't to make the same sizes by metric and inch thread more reliable. Why? But can you imagine what say average plumber about thread? All water pipe in in every building in inch size. And I can't imagine that they start to using metric thread. Yes, it was a really strange thing that they decided to use metric first. They started from crankshaft. They decided to put metric size crankshaft inside the inch size engine. Since 70s, Volvo used B20 engine. They continue to use B20 engine, but they decided they really inclined to metric sizes. For what reason? Why they decided to install metric crankshaft. Latest models of B20 with metric crankshaft. Pistons, but this is not wrong. We can use the pistons from 240 series, B19 engine. Always you can find something good in these bad things. Like, they produced a lot of spare parts in China. But you can find a lot of good things from these obstacles. They're producing a lot of crap in China, and somewhere in Asia, but which good for us, because you see a lot of smoke and dirty air, in China in comparison with, in other countries in Europe. And these factories from Europe, they decided to put in China, they produce their crap in China, but air more good without factories. Yes, we say, oh, this scrap made in China. But, can you imagine if this factory will be near your home, in United States, in Europe? And this is really great that they producing their crap in China, because all this dirty air, all this horrible environment, really far from your house. And this is really great. Can you think about that? That they producing their stuff in China, And this is also not so bad as you think because of this. But what we said about threats, and also nothing wrong that they decided to use metric threats. Just for example, Mercedes-Benz, they was with metric threats. Metric threats they used in 60s. And in 60s, Mercedes-Benz was a reliable car, and I can say in comparison with modern cars that they in the same degree reliable as Mercedes was in 60s. But you know, even Volvo in comparison with 60s also they were more reliable. They produced reliable cars in 60s, but now they're not so reliable. But yes, if you want to buy a new car and you don't care about maintenance and you don't want to repair your car by own hands, you don't care which sizes of threads, which measurements they doing, because you really don't want to messing with this stuff. Not only threads, you don't care about all these electronics which stuffed motor based stuff with a whole bunch of electronic, and you don't care what inside because you don't want messing with this crap. But if you want to repair car by own hands, yes, this will be inch size car, and you have inch size instrument, inch size tool. You want to use all these tools which adapted for old cars, and you don't want to mess with this electronics, so you don't care that they're using metric threads. And yes, if you have any thoughts about metric size thread, about inch size thread, please say me your thoughts. I'm really interesting about your thoughts. This is my personal thoughts, and I want to sharing with you my experience. As always, inch size thread, inch size measurements I prefer in car manufacturers. This more better size, more reliable thread, inch size thread. This was proved by years. But what about metric size? If you have old car with metric size, I'm really interesting. What you're using metric size, you don't want to convert metric to inch size, obviously. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Click the subscribe button and notifications bell, so that way you can be notified as soon as I upload new videos about car repairing.